Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sonam Gupta, working as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. So today I am going to discuss the topic blogging for the digital media and the social marketing content. So blogging, it is an important topic. It is another complex topic for the digital marketing. Let's see what is a blogging. So blogging, it is the process which implies creating articles, photos, and any other form of the content, publishing them on the website. And it includes the various statistics, it includes the informal language, a laid back atmosphere which is being used, and the regular life hack tips and the high level of the customer engagement in the system. So this is a way of how blogs are being used. It is a process of creating blog posts and publishing them over the website. The website, it can be owned by an individual or a company, and the posted content, it can be article, photos, or any other digital media. Blogging, it often involves sharing long form of the articles as well on the specific subject. Most of the blogs, they have the target audience, and the bloggers, they can often choose the topics that interest their target audience as well. For the brands, we are having on the blogs of the website, and it makes easier for the users to know about the companies and engage with them. What are the pros of the blogging? What are the advantages of the blogging? First, it enhances the search engine optimization, which is SEO. Now, blogging, it helps to improve the organic search ranking of the website, and more frequently we can update the blog. We are having the higher chances of improving the blog by the help of this SEOs, that is search engine optimization. Next advantage, it maintains communication with the audience. So blog post, it can help us to continuously engage with the target audiences by keeping them updated about the recent trends in the industry, by writing insightful information post on the fresh topics which is being discussed. Next advantage of blogging, it generates alternate income as well. Now blogging, it can help to make money online, and it has become a rewarding career because now we can make the money from affiliated products and the advertising as well. It builds the rapport with the audience. So a blog is useful online. It helps in showing the credibility and the expertise, and it is great to build the rapport because it allows us to post the content and interact with the audience. Next comes, what are the disadvantages of blogging? Since blogging, it is having so much of advantages, so there must be some disadvantages as well. So it requires relatively long time to bring the positive results. It always needs fresh and unique ideas which is relevant to the target audience. It brings only a little payoff in the beginning. It needs additional ways of the promotion like email, social media, influencer marketing, etc. Now there are various steps to start a blog. Basically, there are 6 steps. First one, we choose a niche. Then we pick up a catchy and easy name for our blog. We select the unique design. Then we start writing our first blog. We promote the blog through different platforms, or social media platforms. Then we optimize and update the content. Now, first step, we choose a niche. Then we need to select basically a topic in which we are having a high level of expertise, a passion, our interest in the chosen industry. Then we choose our key topic to make sure that it has a wide variety, wide data which is available, and the wide audience is available to read that particular content. Like if we do not have any idea what to do about blog about, then we consider sharing our life experiences. Like we're having various blogs as well. So that is a blog type of thing only. Next one, we pick up a catchy and easy name for the blog so that the target audience, they can easily identify it. To make the readers recognize the blog, we need to select an easy to remember domain name so that every other individual can remember the name of the domain. The domain name, it enables the people to find the website on the social media easily, and the title, it should be descriptive so that new users, it can catch the main idea of the blog. Next, we select a unique design. So we need to have some understanding about the blogging, the designing, so that we can post it. As an option, we can have various things like we are having WordPress. WordPress, it is having various special layouts for the blogs, and the platform, it enables us to obtain a layout. It's designed in a few clicks. Then we start writing our first blog. Here, once we design on the design, it's trying to create our first piece of the content, and we are in mind that the blog successfully, we need to make it unique. We have to have some engaging information as well, and relatively long post. So it is not easy to always come up with a fresh and an interesting area. So we have to take care of all these things. Next one, we promote the blog through social media or through different platforms which are available. We are having companies and the bloggers, they promote their products as well by the help of the digital and the traditional marketing. We can't remain inactive if we are writing a blog. Really, we have to write some more content. We have to post something. We have to advertise something about, so that we can remain active. Since more and more bloggers, they use paid ads that appear on the users' Instagram stories and the feed. So there is another way of it. Then we optimize and update the content. So once our blog post it is published, we remember to update it frequently, and we want the blog to rank higher on the Google search engine optimizations as well. So these are the few best blogging platforms which are available, like WordPress, WordPress.org, Wix, Weebly, Squarespace. We are having the Blogger as well. The cost of each and every platform is also given over here. WordPress, it is free of cost. WordPress.org, it is of $3 per month. Wix, it is free. Does not have any custom domain. Weebly, it is free. It does not have any custom domain as well. Squarespace, it is $12 per month, and Blogger, it is free. It also does not have any custom domain. Now let's see these things one by one. First one, it is WordPress.com. It is first free blog website. So if you just want to start a blog for free as a testing ground, we choose this blogging platform because you are ready to turn into the blog into the business. So it is super easy to convert the blog from WordPress.com to WordPress.org. Once you are ready for it, then we will go for WordPress.org. In WordPress.org, it is the best place on the internet to start the blogging for almost free because it is just $3 per month. Wix, it is also easy to use and it is also free. So it is used for not so very professional users. So if you are a beginner, you can use Wix as well. Weebly and Wix, they are similar. They are both easy to use and they are pretty nifty for a free online tool as well. Now next comes what is web hosting. Web hosting, it is also known as website hosting or web hosting. It is a process where a web hosting provider, it stores and maintains the website files and the applications which are available on the server to make its customers' website accessible over the internet. Web hosting services, it requires the use of one or more physical or virtual servers. We need to have a DNS as well, which is the domain name server, for the configurations and pointing to the hosting services. So typically, a hosting company like GoDaddy, Bluehost, HostGator, so these are their rent out the website space to its customers and thereby they help into it. These web hosting providers, they have the technology and the resources which are required to ensure a website is secure and continuous in its operation. Now there are various types of hosting which is available. First one, it is the shared or the virtual hosting. So as the name says, it is a web hosting services where many of the websites, they reside on a single web server. Since it is shared way or the virtual way. Like the type of hosting which is provided under own name, the domain like www.yourname.com, and it is fully independent. Advantages is that it is easy and affordable. It is secure by the providing a hosting provider. It is having 24/7 technical support. The disadvantages of the virtual or the shared hosting, it is that the shared resources, they slow down the whole server and it is less flexible than the dedicated hosting. Next comes the dedicated hosting. That means only one website over a single server. So hosting on a dedicated website server, this type of hosting, it is best suited for the large websites with the higher traffic. In this, the company wishing to go online, they rent an entire web server from a hosting company, and there they can load their website. So this is suitable for companies hosting larger websites, which is maintaining other sites like Google Cloud, managing a big online mall, Google Cloud, etc. So for that, it is very useful. Advantages of dedicated hosting: it is ideal for large business. It is having strong database support. It is having unlimited software support, powerful email solutions, and the complete root access to our servers as well. Next comes the disadvantages. Disadvantages: it is very expensive and it requires superior skill sets as well. Next type of hosting, it is the co-located hosting. So this hosting lets you place your own web server on the premises of a service provider. It is similar to a dedicated hosting, but the difference is that fact that the server is now provided by the user company itself, and its physical needs are met by the hosting companies like AWS. Advantages of co-located: greater bandwidth by high uptime, unlimited software options, they're having high security. Disadvantages: difficult to configure and debug, it is expensive, and it requires higher skills as well. Now we are having two types of hosting: free hosting and the paid hosting. What is the difference between them, free hosting and the paid hosting? Website speed. Generally, the free hosting, they are having usually a slow servers. So the speed of the free hosting is slower than that of the paid hosting. Second, it is the uptime. So free hosting services, they often have frequent downtimes, so it can negatively impact the website performance as well. Security, we all know that the free hosting, it has the minimal security and making the website more vulnerable to the hacking attempts. Customer support, free hosting, it providers, it does not have any dedicated customer support, so making it difficult to resolve any issues that arise. Paid hosting, it provides various round-the-clock customer support, so any issues can be resolved hand to hand. Advertisement, free hosting, if we talk, then they play their own ads on your website. So which it also gives a negative impact to the users. And the paid hosting providers, it do not display any ads on the website. Storage and bandwidth. Now free hosting providers, they offer limited storage and the bandwidth. It can restrict the website's growth. The paid hosting providers, they offer unlimited storage and bandwidth, and it ensures that the website can handle higher traffic and the data storage requirements as well. Talking about in terms of the control panel. Now free hosting offer a limited control panel. The major authorization is for the web server only. Now it makes the website very difficult to be managed. Whereas paid hosting, it provides various control panel options like the cPanel Plus or the direct admin, and it makes easy to manage the website. Customization, free hosting does not provide the customization, and it makes difficult to customize the website design functionality. Now paid hosting, they offers various customization options such as installing customer plugins, themes, extensions, etc. as of the requirements. If I talk about in terms of SEO, which is search engine optimization, so for SEO, free hosting providers do not offer SEO optimization tools, and it makes it very difficult to rank the website on the search engine. Paid hosting providers, they offer various SEO optimization tools such as keyword research, on-page optimization, and link building. It ensures your website ranks higher on the search engine. Now, if I talk about pricing, now free hosting is free, so it does not charge any fee, making it an ideal option for the users or the small businesses with a limited budget. While paid hosting, they have a fees, and it can vary on the hosting plan that we choose. Now, let's see how this web hosting works. We are having a website owner and we are having a website user. What does it do? Website owner gives the web hosting applications to the domain name. through the domain name, this website user will access this website. It will ask the domain name to access the website. It will give the response back to the domain name. Domain name will give the response back to the web hosting, and this is the main person, website owner, who is handling that particular website. So this is how website hosting works. Now, if I talk about the hosting services which are being taught about the website and in all other cases, like if I see about this site, this SEO. What is this SEO? SEO, we all know, it is a search engine optimization technique which is being used. What is the basic concept for SEO? Why we need this SEO? See, in today's era, if I talk about digital marketing, you are making a blog, okay, and that blog needs to be publicized. You need to know that how many more and more number of users are going to access your particular blog, how you are going to maintain that blog, and how is it feasible that more and more number of users come to your blog only to access that website. For that, we need a search engine optimization. By the help of these SEO tools, we can make our website, by the help of the keywords, to be more popular among all the sites which are available. But if I go for the free hosting, since it is not providing any SEO, that means if I talk about over here, this web hosting, it is not giving me any authorization or the preferences through which I can use this search engine optimization technique. So what it will do, this SEO, it will not help me further. My website or my blog, it will go down and down to the page. So to make it a uplift, what I need to do, I need to have some customizations for the SEO. Some customizations are required. Customizations can be in terms of any keyword which is being there. It can also be in the term of any other available data. Like if my particular blog, it is about any product. So what can be the keyword for it? The keyword for it will be that particular product. The items which are related to that product, the advantages for the product or the disadvantages for the product. Various hashtags are also available in the market now, where we can search those hashtags and the data will be available to us. So these are the ways so that we can rank up our websites. By ranking our websites, more number of users can access them. Another way is increasing the number of the views. Because what is happening, if there are more number of views, that particular website or that particular blog, it will come into the top searching ranking as well. So we can use that way also, increasing the number of views as well. Now, if you want that you do not need to pay anything for your blog, and then also it comes to service, so now increasing the number of views. This is another way to increasing the advertising or to increase the popularity of the blog or the website which you have written. But if this is not available, if you are not able to increase your number of views, then another method which can be used, it is by the help of the pricing only. Pricing, as I have discussed, it depends upon which type of hosting services are you using. You are having various types of hosting services like free hosting, we are having co-located hosting, we are having dedicated server as well. So if you are a beginner who wants to just advertise your blog and not so professional, so what we can use shared or the virtual hosting as well. Now this hosting, this goes to this web host, this particular website, this web host. This decides that which is the type of the hosting services you are being using. You are having any other type of the website host like shared, virtual, the dedicated one, co-located one. Depending on your needs and the requirement, you can have this web host. In this web host also, we can have the paid or the free version of it which is available. So all these things are being decided at this web host only. Okay. And after deciding on this web host, similarly the type of the domain name will be coming, and this web host will only decide that whether any other advertisement will block your way or not. So by this web host, we will be able to fetch the domain name. Domain name will be there. Through the domain name, the website user will access this domain name, because it is not possible to remember the IP addresses. So we need to have a domain name. User will give the domain name, and this DNS, this domain name server, in return it will give a IP address which is available. Through that IP address, this web hosting, it will decide that what is the domain name, what is the website, what is the type of it, whether it is free or paid, whether it is co-located or shared or virtual. So depending on it, this website owner will decide and the website users can access all those data.